So all that, and then came to escape through Bhutan to Baksa. So Baksa was 8 years I lived in Baksa. The monks lived 10 years, and then they moved to Mongkot. I mean, Baluka with Mongkot. So there's a memorized text and the debate, receiving teaching, from the teacher, my gurus, and then debating, and of course my study was a little child. I mean, study was just a child study, so nothing much, and so like that. So anyway, after coming back to Laudo, reading this text, Kadamba Geshe's advice how to practice Dharma. Toma Rojangwa Chuchukuja, very fast, very first mind training. Toma Rojangwa, at the very beginning, train the mind. Open the doors, Dharma. So that one. So then I check back my life. All those lives I check back. That which became Dharma or not. I check back which became Dharma practice, Dharma. Is all that what I did became Dharma or not. And when I look it back by reading that text, look back, then nothing becomes Dharma. All those things, nothing becomes Dharma. So I realized that. Nothing becomes Dharma. So like that. Like that. And then I say, because of that, and then able to make mind, I was able to clean my mind, like you clean the room, you clean the house and the garbage. If it makes the house dirty, you clean out, you see. So I was able to clean my mind by doing that. So then I begin the Vajra Yogini retreat. This was my first time. My first time Vajra retreat. There was so because of that, it was unbelievable, incredible, hard to believe. The first day, you see, hard to believe. If my life can be like this, and whole life can be like this, couldn't believe it. The peace, the incredible peace, of the happiness, the peace. It's incredible, unbelievable. That I couldn't believe the whole life if it become like that. So the retreat become very pure because having read that text, cleaning the garbage of the mind. That time. So the garbage is the adult Dharma, true, and that. So. Then this is an idea for you. If you want to retreat, best thing was to read this text. So anyway, I gave teaching Buddha guides for this book. What it called? The Door to Satisfaction. And not completely translated from Tibetan text. Not yet. Not completely translated. Mostly it has, but not completely translated. So to read that one before you start retreat, my idea about my experience is you clean your mind first, and then begin the retreat. Thanks to retreat, then so the becomes clean, very pure. Then you taste Dharma. your mind becomes Dharma. So, but of course, now so many years now, mind is totally degenerated. So even the people, when they come to cave, they come to see me, and whatever offering they bring, I get scared of that. Because you see, then rising attachment to all these things. So Khator is scared of the offerings or the people bring. It's nothing. It's a potato. Just potato. There's nothing. It's nothing like. It's nothing like $1 billion or even $1. There's not even $1. That potato in the container, potato or the grains or the salt or things, or the radish or something, or corn, or things like that. So like that. Anyway, so therefore, he said, I checked all those years which became Dharma, could not find. So I'm telling you that. Myself experience like that. So, so now you see, that's one thing. So think you have done this and that so much, but you see, nothing. One thing is nothing becomes Dharma, and the other thing is even if it becomes some things become Dharma, but didn't done with the bodhicitta motivation or at the end it did not dedicate for enlightenment, So at the end it didn't do dedication, or even dedicated, but not for enlightenment. And then spiritual by sealing with emptiness, no way, So so you see, kind of like that, so imperfect, So in case you even become Dharma, even you collectively made it, but it always, sooner or later, anger rises, heresy rises, ill will rises, get destroyed. Blew away. You blew away your merits. Sooner or later, you see, destroyed like that. So therefore, nothing happening. Realization. You see, even you try to meditate, try to meditate, but try to think, but nothing happening in the mind. Always dry. The mind is always dry. Nothing happening. You see, nothing happened. Then you get discouraged. After some time, you kind of continue discouraged. Things like that can happen. You see, no realization, nothing. Mind become better, more softer, more pleasant. This is not happening. Mind become more Dharma, not happening. So, that's one thing. And the other thing is as this point, what I'm talking is because our mind is not in the realization of Guruji Buddha, so the stable is not that. So only ordinary being in the teaching, in the great yogas achieve enlightenment. The expressions something. You see, then like Patama Sanje, if you think Buddha Bhajatara is more special than the Guru, then if you think like that, the Buddhas or Bodhisattva is more special than the Guru, then you won't have realization in your life. So, so many tests like this, but you see, because you don't know or you don't practice, or what happens is then in the Guru is ordinary being, a lot of mistakes, full of delusion, immoral, this and that, so many things. Or sometimes I'm a better Dharma than the Guru, or sometimes. So the Buddhas are something very special. You see, total opposite to what enlightened beings, what they said. Your practice is total opposite. So therefore the realization is very difficult. You see, how much you try to meditate. So the real path to enlightenment is not there. So how much you try to meditate, have recitations, but it's the words, and then not moving the mind. Nothing happens to the mind. The mind is very dry, hot desert, like that. Nothing growing. So then you see, after some day you must give it up, or things like that. So you see. Did not become your main practice as the most important the heaviest obstacle, the arising heresy, because you didn't look at Buddha through quotations and the logic of your own experience. So you didn't do that, mind training that, then you see Buddha through that. So then has also an ordinary being there. And then you see the heresy, anger rises quite often to Guru, and you see, the mind is become the negative mind, and then become the door to rise all these things. Heresy, anger. Again, normal life. So then you see, it destroys each time that destroys. Even merit you collected, unbelievable merit you collected, or even some merit you collected, some become Dharma, then completely destroy. All the time destroy, all the time destroy. So no realization coming, nothing is happening, even though you did many retreat. Even though you did retreat, but then nothing happened. And same mind, and so didn't pay attention. And this is the biggest point, and most important part. Didn't pay attention, and they also maybe doesn't know Dharma, or didn't pay attention, or this. You see where biggest obstacle comes. Then you see if you have wrong thoughts to Guru, or the biggest obstacle. Then you didn't get to stop. So then was destroyed, created unbelievable heavy negative karma, or again. So therefore, even you do many retreats, and do this practice, that practice, many preliminary practice, I think, especially in the Nyingma and those others. I think you see, I'm sure in Gelug, of course, you see, meditated on bodhicitta emptiness, after the bodhicitta renunciation. So you see, it is said in the teachings that if you intelligent one, meditate on short time meditate on bodhicitta. You see, the 7 techniques of one cause effect, or shortcomings or chasing I, benefiting others, and exchange one's other, other. You see, that, and then the people that renunciation. So you see, emptiness, bodhicitta. So you see, just one session, just short time, maintain that, or is it? You get more purification. you get more purification, much more negative karma is purified, and quite so much more merit than unintelligent one. Unintelligent one do many practice of preliminaries, many numbers, many hundred thousands of preliminary practices. Oh, you have to understand the point. Oh, the intelligent ones meditate such just short time, quite far more greater merit, a stronger period than the intelligent one doing many hundred thousand preliminaries. Oh, that's that. You have to understand. So, what does it say? Often this guru thing out therefore, this prayer is very important. To not rise even 1 second, the heresy, the ill will. There's a lot of me to not rise heresy for even 1 second. And then the Lavotama Mukhiji's with the devotion, what the Guru does all good. Means the Lavotama, whatever is done to see was good. That means it's not just good, but what it means is that whatever Guru does to see that is the Buddha's holy action. Whatever it does, all the Buddha's holy action, all the meaning is that pure. So, as I mentioned, omniscience. Omniscience, though if there's no ignorance, not even imprint, subtle imprint, there's no imprint or ignorance, not even that. So how can there be mistake, impure action? So then, full of compassion to embrace every sentient being, how can there be cheating, sin living? And the perfect power to reveal to the activities, how can there be? So that, you see, Lamichelas. In that way, the Lamichelas simply to show the Guru's blessings, may the Guru's blessings be entered in my mind, in my heart. So this very important, very in the root path to enlightenment. So, although we can't develop our mind, even trying to do, even did get time, even trying to do so many things, but the mind is kind of, I don't know, sometimes maybe even worse than before you met Dharma. Kind of that, you see, sometimes for some people, worse, more pride. You didn't have before, now much more pride, unbelievable pride, more you know. Tibetan language, Tibetan, I mean, Tibetan text, I mean, it's no more Dharma, it's no more philosophy. I know, full of pride, and, the kind of mind becomes sort of worse than before, than you met Dharma. I mean, there's, you see, so there's so much. So, what I'm saying, one thing, I think so important, to pray all the time, in all the lives. All the life. So with this prayer, you can on all the lives to do only to engage only most pleasing the holy mind of the Guru. To do only no displeasing in 1 second. In the whole life, it will not do that, to not happen that, displeasing, not even 1 second. So, most pleasing, but most pleasing the whole mind, the Guru and all life. So this is the most important prayer. So if you want to have success, because success with this life, even that, success with how much success in this life, or even that, all that to happen, everything what you wish. Because happiness, future life, then liberation, enlightenment, everything, you see, to happen very easily, everything to happen very easily. Oh, then everything depends on this. But you see, many people do not know, even they are studying philosophy, but don't know Lamrim, don't know well the Lamrim from beginning subject about Guru and them. And even they're studying many philosophy subjects. But you see, the practice, key practice is missing, don't know. So this point, what blocks your realization, you see, the main one, you see. So you must always pray. See, in all the lifetime too. This I make total. I mean, there's a lot of teaching, but to never split even 1 second, never split even 1 second, never, not even one time. So only pleasing, only most pleasing, or that every time work I don't know. Every time when you're able to do that, you become close to enlightenment. Every time you become every time you are well pleased with Guru soul mind, you become close to enlightenment. Able to be quicker, free from samsara. Oceans of samsara suffering. 6 realms you have been experiencing from beginningless rebirth. So now close. Each time you're close to be free from samsara. So like that, close to enlightenment. So all of this, so humble. That's the most important. So